This is a review of the HP Mini Wi-Fi cam model lc100w. This is the white version. Inside the box you'll find a tripod mount that slips onto the bottom of the camera. You'll find a clip mount for your belt or your pocket or even a shirt pocket. You'll find a bicycle mount that will fit the handlebars of a bicycle or a motorcycle, for example. And here this is a neck lanyard where you can sling this around your neck without the case on it. It also comes with an 8 gig high-speed card. The camera itself can use up to 32 gigabytes and class 10 or faster. You'll also find the camera itself, which is a beautiful design, nicely packaged and very lightweight. The camera by itself weighs 1.27 ounces. Just to give you an impression, here's an American quarter on top of the camera. The camera itself is already resistant to rain and splashing, but if you really want to be careful, you stick it in this thing. And this is a very rugged, snappable case, locks the camera inside. It's waterproof and submersible to a depth of 10 feet, and you can access all the controls through the sides. I'll show that in a second. In addition, it also makes the camera much more protected from bumps and jars because it is a very rugged case. You'll find a user instruction manual, a manual CD, and also a mini Wi-Cam disc with software on it. Inside of this is a 700 milliamp hour battery that is rechargeable. The display here allows you to see what mode the camera is set in, and if you put it in Wi-Fi mode, where this actually becomes its own Wi-Fi, it gives you a code that you have to enter into the app. Here you can see the camera lens, and as I rotate it here, you see the side, you'll see the ability to select the mode, start recording, or turn on the Wi-Fi. Here you'll see a power button. You flip up this flap, which is watertight for rain resistance. And here's a micro USB connection that will allow you to charge the camera. And also you have an SD slot here to plug in a micro SD. Forgot to mention this cable. It's a mini USB connector to a standard USB connector that you can plug into a source to charge the camera. The camera will accept up to 5 volts DC at 1 amp. On the side here you'll see the slot. You put it in with the gold-plated connectors facing towards the lens, push it in and locks in place, and make sure to put this cover back on tightly to make sure it's watertight. Here you'll see an accessories clip. That's where these accessories come in, like this one here. You can now take this one in here and slide it into place, and now you have a tripod accessory. Well, the camera doesn't come with the tripod. I happen to have one sitting around. These are nice tripods that you can take this camera now, tie it to a branch of a tree, to a rail of a deck. These legs bend around and lock into place. And this is good for time-lapse photography where the camera's still and can slowly take pictures over a period of time to give you a nice effect. I've snapped on a clip. This clip allows you to clip the camera to your belt for easy access. The clip also has a stub on it with a hole in it. That's where you can attach this neck lanyard and actually wear the camera around your neck. It wouldn't be ideal to photograph because as you walk it would be jiggling, but you know where it's at and you can put it on, you know it's safe and you're not going to lose it. Here you can see the bike mount. You slide it in there and then you have this adjustment here that you can make, and you can tighten it down to securely hold the camera into place. It's important you do that so you don't lose it. Once you get the camera tight, you can loosen this, rotate the camera the way you want it, and you can adjust the angle. It's a little ball joint, and tighten it back down, and then install this to your bicycle handlebars or your motorcycle and take videos or pictures while you're riding. This is a submersible waterproof case. You can pop this open like this, and you can drop the camera in here. Once it's in there, you can clamp it down, seal the seals around the outside, and now the camera is tremendously protected. You've also still got your tripod mount here on the bottom. And in addition to that, all the access to the controls are here on the side. The mode, the record, the Wi-Fi, and the power switch. And you can even read the display. On the front here, you'll see a small hole. That's a microphone for sound. Here you can see the camera mounted to a tripod inside the waterproof case. If you want to connect the Wi-Fi, you press the power button on the camera, hold it for a few seconds, it comes on, and then you come over and press the Wi-Fi button, and it will pop up with a code. In this case, it's 1854. Now I go over to the settings button on the tablet. Now it's connected. It says HP. I'm going to touch this button. I've got 1854. I'm going to type in 1854, 1854, join. And now it's connected to the camera. And now I can come over here and use the app, and the app is called PixelCam, and in this case I downloaded it from the Apple Store. I have the camera sitting outside on the tripod, and I'm actually recording across the street, and you can see it's quite a good quality picture. Very stable, very high quality. It's basically 1080p. And here you can see that I lost the Wi-Fi on the camera, and this happened about 5 times during my evaluation and testing. Here you can see the picture is very good. This is on an iPhone 5S. Very high quality, basically 1080p. I can actually press the button and record. Here you can see I've pressed the button and now it's recording onto the memory stick. And you can see the car, which is a fast-moving object, jitter in the video, which is not acceptable. It's set up to record in 3-minute segments, and I can also tell it to record with voice, which is already on. So I'm going to go outside behind the camera and talk and see how it sounds. Here you can see I'm outside doing a slow scan of the yard, just to give you an impression what it looks like. Displays in the time-lapse mode. If I hit the mode button, it's now in the camera mode to capture a photograph. If I hit the button again, this is the video recording mode. So this little display here kind of gives you an idea what mode it's in and what's going on. If something goes wrong, it'll tell you if the memory card has an error or it's full. It also tells you when you're connected to the app. It shows the shell of a battery with no bars in it. It's telling you that the battery is about to run out of power. I'm outside, standing behind the camera, talking in a moderately loud voice, just to see if it comes in nice and clear. I'm going to pick it up here and scan to give you an impression what it looks like. Then I'm going to shoot it. As you can tell, my voice is very low despite the fact that I'm almost shouting. In addition, that squealing noise you hear is coming from the camera itself. I finished my testing on this camera, shooting some photographs and also in shooting some video. It's a reasonable camera. It did a good job. Its resolution on photographs is 8 megapixels, and it has a good resolution on full HD at 1920 by 1080. Its field of vision is only 66 degrees, so as an action camera, it's kind of like looking always forward and not too much to the sides. I also like the fact that it comes with a lot of good accessories. This waterproof case is excellent. The size of the camera is just amazing. You can see how big it is compared to my thumb. I like the lanyard and all the things that come with it. I have to tell you though, recording of sound is very disappointing. I actually stood behind the camera within about 1.5 feet close to the back of the camera, above it, and the audio quality was non-existent. Awful. And I was talking at a loud voice. I also noticed that even in a stable mode, if something crossed the field of vision of the camera, moving at a pretty good clip, it was jerky. You could see it bounce across the screen. I showed that in one little shot that shows a car going across the screen. Overall, while I like the camera, I think I'm going to give it a 4-star. I wish the audio was better. I couldn't record audio when it was out of the case. Inside of this, forget about it. I also didn't like the jerkiness of the camera on fast-moving objects. That doesn't really bode well for something that's considered to be an action camera. And also, I lost the Wi-Fi connection to my phone about 5 times, even though the camera is only 8 feet away. This review is done by JJ CEO. I'd like to tell you I got a sample for test and evaluation, and I didn't promise a review, but I promised it would be fair and honest.